To recap, 3.2 million American civilians are missing out on billions. Boost tobacco farm and prisons are leading this grand shakeout. There's nothing left to say or do, we're done. We need a bill out.
Last year, I saw Lin-Manuel Miranda perform at the John Oliver show, and he did this rap in Puerto Rico. So he was great explaining and kind of, communicating what the problems were, in a very, felt, heartfelt way. So I was in the shower one day and thought, I need to get this guy to talk about medical cannabis. I'm a reporter, I'm a writer. I love when people get creative when they pitch me. So I got creative when pitching him and came up with a rap. Like, I was in the shower and went like, yo, Lin, allow me to use the Ritmo to talk cannabis legalization. And I go like, let me tell you about the Washingtons that could fund education. We could create a lot of wealth for every state in our great nation and multiple billion-dollar bases and new taxation. Person shot a video and posted it on LinkedIn, and a producer, John Hay, who's also a friend, reached out and said like, yo man, I saw your poem, loved it. I'm about to release this album with Mike Smith, Brandon Royce, and DJ Fukid at Sirius XM. We have Wu-Tang Clan's RZA and Inspector Deca and Twista and Riff Raff, and why don't we just use the recording and get you on the album as well?
Yo, allow me to drop some freestyle to talk cannabis legalization. Let me tell you about the Washingtons that could fund education. We could create a lot of wealth for every state in our great nation and multiple billion-dollar bases and new taxation. I'm hoping to God Jeff Sessions' tragic misinformation does not confuse the Congress, which needs to pass legislation ending with fratricide tax burdens and medication. I care about the stoners, but this is really about the patients. This is a topic we refuse to ignore. The opioid epidemic hitting home is real hardcore. We got here at the cost of so many tombstones, leaving cartels to business while damning the good souls. They locked up yours, they locked up mine. But somewhere down the line we decided if you're white you get off with a simple fine. The great debate over morals has to wait. That's Bubba telling Forrest about shrimp on Judgment Day. We gotta be pragmatic and focus on what matters. We got veterans, kids and mothers, patients going down the gutters. What about the taxes and what about the jobs? It's time to make it legal, we gotta cut the loss. To recap, 3.2 million American civilians are missing out on billions. Boost tobacco farm and prisons are leading this grand shakeout. There's nothing left to say or do, we're done. We need a bill out. It's time to close the fracture. Weed is not the malefactor. We can't just let this play out. For some, death is less than a year out. It's non-partisan. The hard part is in convincing Congress legalization matters so their hearts get in the fight. Not to get high, but for relief. I believe that there's a leaf that can help millions ease their grief. Sean Spicer, I will buy your alternative facts. I will play board games with the Kushners. I'll wear a Trump campaign hat. Our citizens are suffering. Stop the madness. It's just pot. Help our patients. All that's needed is one law.